welcome to Behind the Lines. I'm Diane Dayton. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite things, and it is our professional basketball team. It's Red Rose Thunder. Woo! And with us right now we have head coach Mullen Morrison, and we also have the general manager Lucas Morrison. So thank you both for being here.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Yes,
we're so excited to be back.
You know, I love basketball, and I love what you're doing. And you're doing some really good things because you're going to be in what's called a TBT. And this is really easy to explain, right, Mullen?
Well, TBT, the basketball tournament.
There you go. So the team itself has been around for 4 years, right?
Yes.
So tell us what TBT really is.
Lucas?
So TBT is a $1 million tournament that is 64 teams compiled into 8 regions, and those 8 regions are spread across starting July 19th, and with the championship ending August 4th.
Okay. So when we say where is TBT, that means where? Where is TBT?
So TBT will start in 8 different regions across the country.
Mm-hmm.
The 8 regions, the Red Rose Thunder will be the region they'll be in will be in Cincinnati, Ohio, at Cincinnati University, and then there's one more Ohio region, which is Dayton University.
Mm-hmm.
There's University of Pittsburgh, University of Butler, University of Wichita,
You're doing
University of Kentucky, Louisville, and Houston.
All right. Okay. Wow. So people don't realize, but Red Rose Thunder, our team has been around for 4 years, right?
Yeah, so we're named the Red Rose Thunder because, we're from Lancaster, the city of the Red Rose.
That's right, definitely. So there's something really interesting in this tournament. We're talking about a more natural end of the game. Tell me what that is and where it came from.
It's called the Elam ending, and TBT started using this a few years ago, not exact how many years. But it's different because it makes the game more exciting because every game has to end in a made basket.
Okay.
So in the last quarter, in the fourth quarter, with the closest stoppage under 4 minutes, they will stop the game and then they look at the score. And let's say the score is 72-70. They add 8 points to the highest score, which will make it 80.
Okay.
That score is now the target score. The first team that will score 80 points wins the game.
Okay.
They stop the clock.
Okay.
There's no time. It's just the first team to 80.
Okay. So what this really does is what, Mullen?
It makes it more exciting. You have to, as a coach, you have to coach differently. You have to, have a completely different strategy. You can't just, try to protect and keep the lead you have. And so it also makes it more, I think, fan friendly, because it makes it really exciting. You're really looking for that last shot to go through, and it could be we've been down. We played with this before, and we were down by 12. We came back and ended up winning. So
it seems to raise the excitement level, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Yes.
And then everybody feeds off of that, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I want to see that. That sounds really, really good. So you've been doing tryouts, you're putting together the team, and I think this is great. But you also need support.
We do. So running a team like this and in a league like this, it costs a lot of money. And we are a professional team. We always try to cover every expense for our players, try to make it as easy as possible for them because they put a lot of work in. This is hard. Our players are very talented, and we want to give them the best opportunity to show everybody what they can do.
Yeah.
So we cover all their expenses, travel expenses, hotel, and every food, gyms, everything. So it adds up.
Okay. So where do you get your players? Where do they come from?
Well, having a team for 4 years gives us the advantage that we've seen a lot of talented players. We also traveled and watched TBT for a couple of years, so we've seen the competition. So we know what we're looking for.
Okay.
And from Red Rose Thunder, we kept only one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's actually here today.
Okay, we'll talk to him.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's a much higher level than the leagues that we played in previously. So we're coming with a strong
this
team.
is going to be great. So TBT, the players are high quality, right, Lucas? What are we
Yes.
going to see with that?
So players are, I would say, during the summer, it's when there's not Olympics. Obviously, the Olympics basketball reigns supreme above everyone. If you have seen the Team USA roster, it's loaded.
Yeah.
But other than Olympics, it is the highest level of basketball going on during the summer, I would say.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's very competitive. I believe there were 78 players with NBA experience during the tournament last year. And at least 10 players that were never played in the NBA got signed just from playing in TBT last year to the NBA.
Wow.
So there's a lot of opportunities for players, and there's a lot of former players that if you watch the NBA, you might have heard of already committed this summer for TBT. There's a Kentucky alumni team. They have former NBA player Eric Bledsoe and Willie Cauley-Stein. There's a former 76er, Montrezl Harrell, former Sixth Man of the Year. He will be playing with Louisville alumni.
Okay.
So there's some high-name NBA players, former NBA guys, and
wow.
Here comes the Red Rose Thunder from Lancaster, PA.
There we go. Here we go. So how were you selected, to be a part of TBT?
First of all, it's an honor to be selected. I think both Lucas and I cried when we found out that we finally made it.
Yeah.
We've been working on this for a long time. It's been Lucas's goal for 3 years. So we put everything into it, done our research, and really worked on our roster, make sure we had a roster that is qualified to be competitive in TBT, and that is what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And also we have been in communication, with the guys who are organizing it for over a year now, so they know who we are. They see our social media presence.
Right.
So I think that had a big part in it.
It really did. Well, what I think is really exciting about this, too, is the fact that it's a lot like March Madness. So
Yes.
Exactly
it's exactly like it, right?
Madness.
Yes.
Okay. So it starts on July 19th, ends
Yes.
with the final August 4th, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And we can watch it on
Yes.
Fox, right?
Fox Sports Networks, yes.
Okay.
So a few of the games will be aired on the main channel Fox, and most of the other games will be aired on Fox Sports Networks. So if you can't make it to the games, tune in on Fox Sports. And but if you can, and you really want to support the Red Rose Center, take the 7.5-hour drive to Cincinnati, Ohio.
Absolutely,
We'd love to see you guys there.
Well, you know what? Maybe we should get a bus together.
We should.
Good.
I don't think
Yes.
that's a bad idea.
No.
Get a bus together, too. Because ways that individuals can support you are how, Marlon?
So obviously we're looking for sponsors to help. We will have coaching shirts, warm-up shirts where we can have companies' logos on, and they will obviously be seen on sports networks.
Yes.
Also, we'll be selling our shirts.
And businesses can be a
Yes.
big
Yes.
part of this.
Yes.
They can
Yes,
have
100%.
a bigger presence,
Yes.
too, can't they?
And even if you're not a business, even if you're just looking to support, we're
Yeah.
selling, like Coach mentioned, we're selling T-shirts. We're gonna have a GoFundMe fundraiser. If you want to support, any bit helps. Because at the end of the day, yes, we're trying to win money and we're trying to win basketball games, but it also is to give back to the community and the players that put a lot of their lives into this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not here just to win the $1 million and then leave. We want to make this into something and make a big impact on the community.
So where can we see the team on a regular basis?
The team, you can follow Red Rose Thunder on all social media platforms. Primarily on Instagram is, I would say, our biggest
Right.
following. So
There's something coming up in the summer, Brotherly Love.
Yes.
Pro?
Yes, we play in the Pro-Am in Philadelphia called the Brotherly Love Pro-Am, which is just the organization itself is a wonderful organization. They focus on mental health awareness.
Okay.
And they do a lot for the community in Philadelphia.
Okay.
So we're really proud to be a part of that.
Yeah. It's a great connection, isn't it? It's a great partnership.
Yes.
The
Yes.
two.
Yes.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. You both have to be totally over the moon and excited about the potential with this, aren't you?
Oh yeah, we don't sleep much.
Yeah, no.
Well, I know you're putting together the team, and I know we want to talk to that player that you happen to have along.
Uh-huh.
But if we want to find out more, there is social medias.
Yes.
Once again, you said, where do we find you? Under Red Rose Thunder, right?
Exactly.
Real easy.
Yes.
Okay, and we can reach out to you there.
Yes. Also, if you want to have a sneak peek at our roster, you can go to thetournament.com, which is TBT's website.
Oh, okay.
And then you click on basketball, and then click on teams, and then there you can see all the teams that are in the field so far. And then if you scroll all the way down to the R's, you'll see Red Rose Thunder. Click on it, and it'll give a little bit background more about our team and all of the players that have signed up.
Okay, that sounds great. I want to do that. We're going to follow you.
There you go.
Okay, thank you so much. Stay with us. We're going to bring back that player. You're watching Lancaster Community TV, LCTV 66. Welcome back to Behind the Lines. We're talking about Red Rose Thunder, our professional basketball team. Now joining Lucas, who is the general manager with me, we have Kai Howard. And you are a guard.
Yes.
And you played for the first time this past year with him, right?
Yes.
How was it?
Yes, it was amazing. It was kind of like perfect timing. I was just working out on a court next to their practice. And then we just stayed in touch. And after that, the rest is history.
The rest is history. Well, you're going to be a part of this next team. And boy, I know you're putting that together right now, Lucas,
Yes.
aren't you? Tell me about that. Who do you have? What's going on?
Some of our main players, we have Maurice Watson. He's a point guard. Played college, most notably at Creighton University.
Okay.
His senior year, he led the NCAA in assists per game before he got injured, unfortunately. And then our other captain is Marcus Kennedy. He's a big, played at Villanova, and he played at SMU University. He is one of the best passing big men I've seen. So we have our two captains are two of the most loyal people and best passers at their position I think I've ever seen, which helps everyone around them. I mean, I know Kai has played with them for a very long time, and he's close with both of them.
All right.
So we also have Malik Martin. He's a forward from Drexel University.
Okay.
And then we also have D'Angelo Hunter. He's a forward from West Virginia University. And then we have Kai Howard.
Yes.
So he's with us today.
And we do. Yeah. Well, you just got back from playing in Europe, right?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about how that went.
It was good after taking, I would say, like a short stint off, just to explore other options within the game. I kind of wanted to see if I still had it, and it worked out perfectly. Probably had career high scoring-wise and percentages. And I had the opportunity to continue the playing career if I wanted to. So it's a blessing.
Oh,
It's
that's great.
definitely a blessing.
Well, you also have a record in college, don't you? Tell me
Yes.
about that. Where'd you go?
I went to New Jersey Institute of Technology in Newark, New Jersey. Small-time Division I program when I first got there. They are now part of the American East. I am the all-time leader in assist at that school, as well as the player with the highest winning percentage
Wow.
all time. So
That's great.
yes, thank
Well,
you.
we know that you come from a basketball family.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us about your dad.
My dad, Maurice Mo Howard, he's a Philadelphian legend. Played at St. Joe's Prep. At the time, he was All-American. Coming out of high school, went down to University of Maryland. Was blessed to play with some of the best teams in University of Maryland's history, alongside other NBA greats such as John Lucas and Lynn Elmore. After that, was blessed with the opportunity to continue his career. Played in the NBA. Played alongside Pete Maravich for a quick stint.
Okay.
Played with the Cavs and the Hawks as well. So basketball kind of is a part of the family. My brother was the head coach over at LaSalle University on the men's side.
Okay.
He is now part of Villanova University, where he was at before he took the head coaching job.
Okay.
So It's just basketball
It
through
just-
and through in the
that-
household.
So the conversation at dinner is always basketball.
Oh yeah, probably the best conversations at dinner are basketball.
I'm sure, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I think is interesting, you and I were talking a little bit earlier about when you really got started. I mean, you were very young.
Yes.
But you went to camp, overnight camp at
4.
4.
Yes.
But it wasn't for other 4-year-olds.
No.
So you were thrown in with different age groups. So tell me what you
Absolutely.
learned with that and how that came together.
The biggest lesson, first off, my family is very, very big on learning life lessons through the game of basketball. The biggest lesson at that point in time was running into adversity. And when you run into adversity, here's the opportunity where you could either see the power within or you will just fold and conform to what reality is at that point in time. So the first couple go-arounds as a 4-year-old, first time playing competitive basketball, it didn't pan out in my favor, right? So you go a couple weeks, you lose and you lose and you lose, and then you start figuring out little small things. And now, instead of being the kid left out of everything, now you're the kid that everybody wants just because of the talent. So it was finding my inner power and finding how hard and willing I'm able to actually push myself in order to achieve what I wanted to achieve, then kind of set the standard for how I just go about life after that.
That's great. Yeah, and that is about life, too.
Yes.
It really is about life. So Kai is the only player you've kept.
Yes.
And what are you looking for now, Lucas, to put together with this team?
You know, like I mentioned before, two of our captains are the best passers, so they can make anyone look a lot better than they are, to be honest, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
You know, going back and watching films with some of the games that our point guard Maurice Watson played with us, because he played with us last summer in the Burley Love Pro-Am, which was mentioned earlier, and some of the windows that he's able to pass the ball through is just amazing. So he's able to make those shots that are a lot difficult for players a lot easier. So right now we're looking for players who want to defend. They want to defend 1 through 5, which means all 5 positions on the court, and they want to defend 94 feet, which is the length of the court. So they want to dive for loose balls. They want to hustle, and they want to be team players. Because at the end of the day, we have players who will make everyone around you better. We have scorers. I think, you know, Kai said he averaged well. He didn't mention the fact he averaged 34 points a game overseas last season. So we have scorers.
Yeah, right.
And we have some players we have another player who I forgot to talk about, actually, Akil Carr, is going to be with us as well. He's a great scoring guard. If you haven't noted, I think he is probably one of the most known high school mixtapes of all time. I think it has almost 10 million views on YouTube right now. Yeah. So he can score the ball. Kai can score the ball. Malik, who I mentioned before, can score the ball. We have a lot of scorers looking for players who can space the floor, shoot the ball, and just play defense and hustle.
Yeah. Wow. So tryouts are going on through June, but you have to have the roster together by when?
So final date to add players, to have the roster finalized, is July 14th.
Okay, so if someone out there is watching and they're interested, reach out.
Yes. All social media platforms, Red Rose Thunder. Just send us a message, and we'll love to hear from you and love to get back to you.
Absolutely. If you want to support, too, obviously,
Yes.
that's a good thing. We want to do that, too. So what do you think your chances are of winning this $1 million?
Kai, do you want to go first?
I mean, that's the beautiful thing about basketball. It just, things have to fall in place at the right time. And as a unit, as a player, I look at it like a machine. We all have our own pieces, and if we just being your own piece, if you play your part and play your role, you help the machine run at its best. Preparation meaning opportunity always equals success. So I think we have a chance. We may not have the name of the other teams, but the heart, the motor, the energy, the respect for the game, it's all It's all
Yeah.
the same. So
Yeah.
I think we actually do have a good chance.
And you love playing, don't you?
It's life.
It is life.
is
It's that's what it is about. If you love it,
Yeah.
too, you love it, and it comes through. So, Lucas, what do you think?
I think it goes back to a story of actually how TBT really started for me. And we were in the ECBL, which we used to play in, and we had just lost a semifinals game in which the game got called in the third quarter. Didn't get a chance to finish the game, and that, like, it sucked the soul out of me for so long in that off season. And I kind of focused on TBT. I'm like, this is the next step. This is where things will change, and this is it. But it still bothered me that that's the way things ended. And I'm like, the only way that I can get through this is if we go into the team who called the game, their home gym, and beat them. And the next year, and I kept hearing, you know, that's impossible. How can you do that? That's impossible, blah, blah, blah. And we went in and beat them in their home gym the next year.
Oh, wow.
So after that day, I like to say my life changed because I've already done the impossible. Everything else now is just improbable.
Okay.
So, you know, I don't care who's standing in front of us. I don't care if
Yeah.
it's 2017 Golden State Warriors. I'll take our team over everyone.
Wow.
So,
And that's what it takes, too, when you have with management and with coaching and believing in your team like that, and vice versa,
Right.
and having that connection, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It truly is a family. And you look out for each other, and there's this connection that's almost hard to define, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm excited about it.
yes, me too.
And I really think we should consider putting together a bus, you know, to come see you
Please.
when you get started. I think that's something we'll have to talk about. So once again, congratulations for being on the team, and
thank you.
congratulations for the successes you've had and the success that I think's coming
Thank you.
your way. And we want to be a part of that too. So thank you for
you.
joining us
yes.
today.
Thank you.
I'd like to say thank you for joining us today too. I'm Diane Dayton with Behind the Lines, reminding you to look behind the lines. You might be surprised what you find.